Hi everyone and welcome to my channel English Fluency Lab, where I help you improve your English language skills. Friends, in this video I'm going to talk about rules of apostrophe part 2. Now I hope you have seen part 1 of this video and found value. If you have not seen it, I will leave a link in the description box. Now the format continues to be the same. In part 1 I talked about rule 1 to 5. In this I will talk about rule 6 to 10. There will be a quiz on every rule, and at the end of the video there will be a consolidated quiz. So are you ready to get started? Let's go. Let us first talk about rule number 6. Rule number 6 says indefinite pronouns show the possessive by adding apostrophe and s. Let's take an example. One's idea, one apostrophe s, idea. Now friends, what is indefinite pronouns? Now indefinite pronouns are pronouns that do not point out specifically, they point out generally. Now this is a point to remember, they point out generally. Now they include such words as another, any, anybody, anyone, anything, both, each, either, everybody, everyone, everything, many, neither, nobody, none, no one, one, other, others, some, somebody, and someone. Now let's go ahead and take a quiz on this particular rule. Right? So you need to supply the apostrophe and the s to make the possessives in the following sentences. Number 1. Anyone guess is as good as mine. Number 2. Someone's stupidity is going to hurt everyone's chances for success. Number 3. I think everybody's views should be heard. Number 4. No one vote should be left out. Number 5. Is this anybody book? Now I want you to apply the apostrophe at the right place, the apostrophe and the s at the right place to make this a grammatically correct sentence. Your 10 seconds for this question start now. Alright, let us look at the answers. Here are the answers. Anyone's guess is as good as mine. Anyone apostrophe s. Number 2. Someone's stupidity is going to hurt everyone's chances for success. Number 3. I think everybody's views should be heard. Everybody apostrophe s. Number 4. No one's vote should be left out. One apostrophe s. And number 5. Is this anybody's book? Okay. So these are the 5 answers for rule number 6. So I hope rule number 6 is clear. Rule number 6 was about indefinite pronouns. Now let's go on to rule number 7. Rule number 7 says if the indefinite pronoun is followed by else, then that word takes the apostrophe. If the indefinite pronoun is followed by s, then that word takes the apostrophe. Example, somebody else's lock is on my locker. Somebody else's lock is on my locker, right? Followed by else, and then that has taken the apostrophe, right? Instructions. Now let's take a quiz on this, but on rule number 7, right? Number 1, someone else's effort caused the needed result. Number 2, we should always be aware of somebody else's pain. 3, everyone else's coat has been hung up. Number 4, does anyone else mean anything to you? Number 5, no one else's houses were damaged by the storm. Now your 10 seconds on this question start now. Alright, let us look at the answers for rule number 7. The answers are someone else's effort caused the needed result. Number 2, we should always be aware of somebody else's pain. Number 3, everyone else's coat has been hung up. Number 4, does anyone else's need mean anything to you? And number 5, no one else's houses were damaged by the storm. Right? So friends, that was rule number 7, and I hope that is clear. Let us move on to rule number 8. Rule number 8, use no apostrophe. Now friends, in all the other rules I have been saying use apostrophe. In this I'm saying use no apostrophe in personal, relative or interrogative pronoun possessives. Words like its, hers, his, ours, yours, theirs and whose. Right? Example, this book must be yours. Whose is it? Right? No apostrophe. This book must be yours. Whose is it? So, okay. So you're not going to be using apostrophe out here. Let us take a quiz on this particular rule. This book must be someone's. Everyone's voice will be heard but yours. Whose idea was it to stay longer? Somebody's wallet is on the ground. Is it hers? I found another's concept whose time had come similar to yours. I found another's concept whose time had come similar to yours. Now I want you to apply the apostrophe or not apply the apostrophe as per this rule, and tell me what will be the grammatically correct sentence for these 5 sentences. Your 10 seconds start now. Alright, let us look at the answers for rule number 8. Answer: this book must be someone's. There will be an apostrophe, someone's. Number 2, everyone's voice will be heard but yours. Number 3, whose idea was it to stay longer? Right? Whose? No apostrophe out here. Number 4, somebody's wallet is on the ground. Is it hers? And 5, I found another's concept whose time had come similar to yours. I found another's concept whose time had come similar to yours. Right? So that is rule number 8. Let us now look at rule number 9. Rule number 9 says, use the apostrophe with expressions of time, space and amount. Example, he bought $1 worth of ice cream. Dollar and apostrophe S. It's an amount. So hence you will use the apostrophe with the S. Alright, let's take 5 questions on this particular rule. And tell me what is the correct answer based on this rule, what you have learned in this rule and in rule number 8, 7 and 6. Number 1, you are to be here in 2 hours time. Number 2, can you spare a moment's time to help me? Number 3, that store sells a quarter's worth of candy for a dime. Number 4, the child had 3 pennies worth of candy in his sack. Number 5, to finish this job will take 4 days work. Alright, please tell me the correct answers for these 5 questions. Your time starts now. Okay, let us look at the answers. The answers, you are to be here in 2 hours time. Hours apostrophe. 2, can you spare a moment's time to help me? Number 3, that store sells a quarter's worth of candy for a dime. Number 4, the child had 3 pennies worth of candy in his sack. Number 5, to finish this job will take 4 days work. So these are the answers to rule number 9. Let us look at the final rule, which is rule number 10. As a rule, use the of phrase to show possession by inanimate objects. Example, the edge of the grass, not the lawn's edge. Right? The edge of the grass, not the lawn's edge. Alright, let's take 5 questions on this particular question. Number 1, will you get me the horse's bridle or the bridle of the horse? You have 2 choices out here. Right? You have to choose a correct form for each of the following. Number 2, the jar stop or top of the jar was broken. The jar stop or top of the jar was broken. Which is the correct one? Number 3, we found the wrecked car at the road's end or end of the road. Number 4, my uncle's friend, the friend of my uncle's will be here tomorrow. Okay, my uncle friend or the friend of my uncle's will be here tomorrow. And number 5, all the car's tires or the tires of the car were flat. So you have to choose one choice of those given in the brackets. Your time starts now. Alright, let us look at the answers for rule number 10. Will you get me the horse's bridle? Right? Either would be correct. Will you get me the horse's bridle or the bridle of the horse? Either would be correct. Number 2, the top of the jar was broken. Number 3, we found the wrecked car at the end of the road, not the road's end. Number 4, my uncle's friend, the friend of my uncle's will be here tomorrow. In this case, either would be correct. And number 5, all the tires of the car were flat. All the tires of the car, not the car's tires, all the tires of the car were flat. So friends, that is the end of rule number 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. It is now time for a consolidated quiz on all these 5 rules. So are you ready? Let's go. Let's start the quiz with these 10 questions. Right? Question number 1. Could I buy 50 cents worth of candy for the kids? 2. Somebody's shoes have been left in the living room. 3. His shoes are here, but where are yours? 4. His aunt's nephew will be on television with Chanson's group. 5. The cow's udder was cut from jumping the neighbor's fence. Bob and Ray's store will be open on Christmas. Number 7. Everybody else's help will be appreciated by my mother's family. Number 8. Just 2 days' work will finish this room. Number 9. Anne's and Mary's costumes were the prettiest of everyone's. And number 10. The women and girls' ages were revealed to everyone. Well, friends, I know that you're going to need more than 10 seconds for this, but I'm going to pause the video for 10 seconds out here. You can pause it for longer if you want, and then we will discuss the answers for this. Your time starts now. All right, let us look at the answers to the final quiz. Answers for quiz. Could I buy 50 cents worth of candy for the kids? Cents has an apostrophe. You remember rule 9? Number 2. Somebody's shoes have been left in the living room. Somebody, an apostrophe's shoes. I think this was rule number 6 or 7 if I'm not mistaken. Somebody, apostrophe S. Number 3. His shoes are here, but where are yours? Number 4. His aunt's nephew will be on television with Chanson's group. Number 5. The cow's udder was cut from jumping the neighbor's fence. Number 6. Bob and Ray's store will be open on Christmas, right? Because there are 2 people out here. I think this was rule number 7 if I'm not mistaken. Bob and Ray's store will be open on Christmas. Number 7. Everybody else's help will be appreciated by my mother's family. And number 8. Just 2 days' work will finish this room. Number 9. Anne's and Mary's costumes were the prettiest of everyone's, right? Anne's and Mary's, right? You have an apostrophe here, and with everyone's. And number 10, the women's and girls' ages were revealed to everyone. Okay, could be girls also, right? So friends, how many did you get correct in this quiz? Please put your score in the comment box. And if you have found value in this video, friends, please give me a like. Please subscribe to my channel. And please do press the bell, because I keep coming up with videos like these to help you improve your written English as well as your spoken English. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.